Hey, how's it going, everybody? Cuban Chronic here. I'm going to do a short intro video to how to brew some compost tea, at least the way I'm coming to do it this year. Let me know what you guys think. I'm pretty new to this, so this is my third tea brewing session. Plants have reacted pretty good the last couple times. I think I'm needing some more trace minerals, so I've added some azomite as well as my glacial rock dust. I tried to make a video before, but I didn't quite make it up, so I'm gonna try again. I've got my bags here, my compost tea bags. I'm using one old bubble bag, a mixing bag from a Bubble Now machine. It's a 220, and then an actual compost tea bag from Tea Labs. It's I think it's like a 400 micron. So they want a pretty big micron for the bacteria and things like that to get through. So I'm adding both trace minerals this time around, and as well as some other inputs. So I'll let you guys know what I'm putting in the tea, so stay tuned. So I'm going by this recipe I've gotten here from Tea Labs. It came with my compost tea bag. It shows some basic recipes for foliar, some veg teas, some basic compost teas, and as well as flowering teas and guano teas. Just a basic chart for, it shows you 5, 15 to 50 gallons of different mixtures, how many cups you would need, what temperature to brew at, and for how long. Just simple, just basic stuff. Is really kind of cool that they threw that in. So check out Tea Labs if you get a chance. If you are brewing tea and you want to get into it, they have all the measurements on the back, your conversion, shit like that. Pretty interesting reading material. I like when they throw that in, even laminated, because they know you're going to get it wet. So it's out here chilling with me. I've been following just kind of like the basic, and I've been doing it a little extra strong because I'm diluting it in my pool. So I'm not just giving them the straight tea. I'm diluting it in my mixing tank with thousands of gallons of water, so up to 3,000 gallons to just 100 gallons of some really strong tea. So I'm doubling up my batch. This time you guys can just check out what I'm doing. It's just for informational reasons and my own personal reference, but you guys are always welcome to add to what I've done here, or do your own thing, and let me know how it goes. I'm always interested in learning what everybody else is doing as well. So anyway, the first tea input I'm going to be looking at is probably my worm castings. It says about 4 cups for a foliar tea, 3 cups as an upgraded ingredient. It has a list of ingredients here. You can add in like insacfrass, trace minerals, all sorts of different liquid. You could add liquid compost, kelp powder, humic acid. So today we're going to be looking at, I'm probably going to be using 3 things: worm castings, kelp, humic acid, and as well as my trace minerals. But those are my 3 main, just kelp, humic, and the worm castings makes a pretty nice tea, so we'll stick to that. Start with the worm castings. It says 3 cups. I'm gonna be doubling mine, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put like 6 cups of worm castings in each of my compost tea bags, and we'll go from there. Yes, I'm gonna actually do 6 cups of worm castings in each bag. Got my 2 cup here, and bag of worm casting nature solution, organic worm castings. Unfortunately, I can't produce my own yet, but someday hopefully I'll have a worm farm. It's a little more sustainable. I've got my bags here in the bucket, so that way anything that goes through the bag as I add this dry ingredients just falls in the bucket. I can reuse and don't lose anything. And I'm actually overlapped it in the other tea bag, so some of it falls just in the next tea bag. Any trace minerals or something that falls through that micron, I really don't want to lose. So 2, 4, 6. I need a little bit more. Last time I did 8. I added a little more that time. Got probably another cup in the next bag as well. I'll just show you guys me filling one of the bags, and so you'll know the recipe. I'm not going to go through filling both of them, but anyway, I'm going to start with the 6 cups. This is for a 150-gallon brew. I'm doing 2 barrels here that are bubbling. This is my vacuum pump and the bubbler. We'll get to that soon. So I'm doing 2 different compost tea bags, so I'll just fill them both with this same recipe, and they'll each go into 50 gallons. This is what I'm doing for 50 gallons, just to clarify. Next on the Tea Lab list here, it says kelp powder. It only recommends a 1/4 of a cup. Soluble kelp powder, 1/4 of a cup. like a lot of kelp in mine. I've been adding more like 4 cups of kelp, 50 gallons. I'm using some organic kelp meal from Down to Earth. Real low NPK, but it has that potash I'm kind of looking for. I've seen some potash deficiencies. So there's 4 cups of kelp. 4 cups of kelp in the bag. And humic acid powder, 1/4 cup for 50 gallons. Humic acid you want to be very careful with. It's a pretty concentrated product. I'm also using a product called Humiplex from Down to Earth as my humic. It's a soluble humic product. So it recommends 1/4 of a cup. I'll probably be using 1/2 of a cup, which my little spoon here is about 1/2 a cup, this little mini thing, so I'm going to use 1/2 a cup. I'm doubling my batch. I'm kind of doing a little custom brew. I'm not exactly following what T-Lab says. I'm doing a little stronger for my cannabis, as well as I'm diluting it super strong. So I'm going to do a full 1/2 cup. You never really have a little too much humic. That doesn't. You can have too much humic. That's actually what I meant. You can burn your plants with humic. You're not too careful, so you don't want to add too much and get some irregular growth from it. I don't know if it necessarily burns, but I've seen some strange things from a little too much humic or humic too early in the growth. Let's see, we got the kelp, got the humic, got the worm casting, so we got most of the main things. Now we're going to work on the trace minerals, azomite. You could use trace minerals, azomite, or glacial rock dust. I'm going to use both azomite and glacial rock dust. It recommends 1 cup. I want to double mine up. I'm actually going to be putting probably 2 to 2.5 cups per brew bag here. So we'll start with my glacial rock dust. Solid 2 cups. Solid 2 cups of dust. Bag's getting a little heavier now. As well as some azomite. Azomite product from Down to Earth here. We got 0.2, a little extra potash, just trace minerals. You get some of your magnesium, calcium, some of your trace minerals in this stuff. So it's basically natural volcanic ash, which is always kind of good to have. It has some of those good trace minerals. So a small box of that just to add in this time. Kind of a dusty product as well, just a white dusty. It looks like literally volcanic ash. White dusty. So 2 cups of azomite. I'm going to throw a little bit of extra of both, like another 1/2 cup of both. 1/2 cup of azomite, and another 1/2 cup of rock dust. I went a lot of trace minerals this time around. Getting into the late veg pre-flower time here, so I want to make